good afternoon, everybody. And on behalf of Sean, Phil, and myself, I want to thank you for adjusting all of your schedules to change this several times in the past 2 days. But we thank you very much for that. So I'm going to open up the CAB meeting at 3:35 p.m. And I'm going to call the roll. Phil Calderon, Sean Ward, and Bruce Sidley are in attendance. And now would like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes from August 28, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? And the minutes are carried. First on the agenda is contract number 3760. Department is the Board of Elections. The vendor is Election Systems and Software. The estimated amount is $99,999. It's for 2017 general election and absentee ballots. And ES&S will process absentees from our daily absentee voter file, fully assemble and address absentee mail packets. Service also includes imaging of all packets, giving the board the ability to track packets once mailed. The cost per packet is $1.75 plus postage, not to exceed $99,999, and is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, Bruce. This ES&S is the vendor that provides our electronic voting, electronic optical scanners. And they have partnered with a firm that we have used in the past, Phoenix Graphics, to produce and to track absentee ballots. And it's a very sophisticated system that involves taking images of every ballot that goes out. They produce it, and they produce the envelope, they scan it. It permits them to track the ballot from the moment it leaves their plant right till it gets to the voter. We have provides 100% accountability for tracking these absentee ballots. There's actually a fair amount of logistical play that goes into something like this, and we do not have the ability to determine where a ballot is in the production and delivery chain if we do it ourselves. They have software that they can use with the Postal Service that permits them to identify and locate the presence of a ballot at any point in time. It's a very elaborate and sophisticated system. This is a pilot project. I think we're the first county in the state that's using this system. And it's going to cost, it'll add $1.75 to the cost of production, but we have, complete accountability now, and this will enable us to produce and manipulate our own reporting to configure it the way we want it, the way the State Board of Elections wants it. We get audited for our absentee ballots on occasion by the state, and it's been problematic in the past to account for literally every one of these things. But with this system, we would have that ability. We would also have the ability to, as I say, configure any reports that must be submitted to the state. The $99,000 is an outside figure. This is a particular contract would pertain only to the 2017 general election. We probably figured that there will be, at best, 5,000 or 6,000 absentee ballots countywide. It's not going to be that much of an expense, given the benefits that will accrue in using the system, namely the accountability and our ability to track the ballots.
Well, first, I'm very proud that the commissioners are taking the initiative to be a pilot program for such an important thing, such as tracking the absentee ballots. It's wonderful to hear. And second, it's very important. Absentee ballots are an important issue in Albany County, and we're very glad that you found a vendor that will do the job and get the job done right.
Yeah, they actually send the ballot out too, which eliminates the in-house production element of it It eliminates mistakes in addressing, labeling, putting the wrong ballot in the wrong envelope. There's a lot of benefits that we will obtain from using this system. It's not just the accountability, it's the fact that you're eliminating, minimizing the potential for error. When we're doing, there's a lot going on now before an election in terms of ballot design. We still have to design the ballots, and we have to print our own machine ballots, and there's a lot of stress that puts on the staff because there's a lot of election districts in the county, a lot of legislative districts, a lot of political subdivisions. So, each ballot has its own style, and the more jurisdictions that you're dealing with, the greater the likelihood of an error in terms of coding the ballots and getting in the right envelope. So this should go a long way towards eliminating that problem.
Great job. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, just, I'm all for more accountability in the absentee ballot process, but I'm just trying to get a grasp on the logistics. So somebody brings an absentee ballot application in, or mails it in, or they may be a permanent, they may already be on record.
Yeah.
And then that application will in turn, you'll produce a ballot for the election district that they reside in, and it'll be matched up, or maybe the envelope will be produced and that matches up with the ballot, the correct ballot?
We would upload a file to ES&S. We would upload the file for everyone who has applied for an absentee ballot or who is a permanent absentee voter. They would get that file and they will produce the ballot, and they're setting up a camera system that takes an image of the ballot before it goes out. And they have the ability to track that through the postal system. Okay, so the only time where we wouldn't be using something like this is if a person came into the counter at the Board of Elections and wanted to vote the ballot there, or a third-party designee picked the ballot up. Other than that, it's going to be uploaded to ES&S, and ES&S would take care of packaging the ballot and sending it out, and they would track it, and then they would provide us with a report of everything that was done.
So specifically, anything that has to be mailed goes through this vendor?
Yes, anything that has to be mailed would be going to this vendor.
Okay. And now you say that it matches a ballot up to a person. I mean, they can't tell who voted what ballot, can they?
Well, they know what election district is, the voter and the ED. And they would have all the ballot styles. They would get those. We would produce the ballot styles. In the past, the vendor Phoenix Graphics, whom I thought was an absolutely terrific company, they are so efficient in producing ballots. They did our absentee ballots. We do not produce in-house our absentees. We produce in-house the machine ballots that get voted, at the polling site. And originally, Phoenix produced everything. And they're located in Rochester, and they would be able to produce a ballot. It's a 24-hour turnaround. If we sent a file to them, we would have the ballots delivered at our doorstep the next day, 8 o'clock in the morning. This system is a little different because it involves cameras, and they wanted to get an idea of what the interest was statewide for this kind of a system. Like I said, it's a pilot project. We were the first ones to sign on to it, and they were just doing that. There were some that used them, did it for the primary, but they didn't have the camera system in place. Now they do. But they would be getting a file from the Board of Elections, producing the ballot, and mailing the ballot out. So this BOE staff isn't involved with, manually inserting the ballot in the envelope and That has, we've had some problems in the past with the accuracy of doing that. It's mostly in the presidential elections where you overwhelm.
A lot of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
you double the number of ballots that you would have in a normal year. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. There's new registrations that have to be filed. There's many more absentee ballot applications. We get a lot of files dumped on us, the day before the cutoff, for the registrations, things like that divert staff time. And after a while, you look at enough of these things, they don't look the same, and then that's how mistakes get made.
Yeah.
So this takes that part of it, that component out of it.
But are we protecting the confidentiality of the voter as to how they vote? I mean, there's no way to go back and match.
No,
how they voted,
the
okay.
votes aren't, we're going to, they have nothing to do with the voting process. They're just sending the blank ballot out.
So they're not matching how a person voted after the
No.
fact?
They have nothing.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we would,
I assume that, but I want to make sure.
we would be receiving the ballot in due course, as we do now with any absentee ballot, opening it up, and running it through a machine. And we have a central count tabulator, very elaborate device that we purchased, a DSA 50, designed just for absentee ballots. We would be using that system on these ballots, and they would have nothing to do with the voting element.
Okay, very good. Sounds like a great deal.
Yeah. Phil, anything? Entertain a motion?
I'll make them.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, all you're doing. Next on the agenda is contract number 3755. The department is the nursing home. The vendor is DentServe Dental Services, PC. The estimated term is 1/1/18 through 12/31/18. The contractor dentist provides the dental service to the residents of the nursing home. This includes but is not limited to providing a licensed dentist and dental assistant for a minimum of 8 hours per week, both of whom will work additional hours as necessary to meet the residents' dental needs without additional cost to the county. The estimated amount is $66,000 and is 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you, Bruce. Mr. Slack could not be here today. I will be handling the dental serve contract here as I previously worked at the nursing home and was there when the original RFP was done. They were the sole respondent back in 2015 to the RFP that was issued. They provide the dental work on a weekly basis to the residents at a cost of $66,000 per year. And they've been there probably close to 20 years in total, so they're a good qualified responder.
So this would be a renewal for another year with the
Yeah.
same vendor then?
Yeah.
Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 3776. The department is the nursing home. The vendor is Sealer Engineering, PC. The estimated term is 9/14/17 through 9/30/18. The consultant will conduct an analysis of the labor and economic conditions in the Albany County area and, if possible, assist in the negotiation and use of a project labor agreement for the Albany County Nursing Home renovation and reconstruction project. The estimated amount is $22,300 and is 100% county funded. Dave? Sean?
Thank you, Bruce. Mr. Latino also sits on the board on the construction out there at the nursing home, so.
Bruce, this is actually an amendment to contract 3473 with CO that we had before.
Okay.
They did the study of the, I want to say, cost effectiveness of doing the project. This is the second part of it, where they will negotiate with the labor unions and trade unions to bring the cost down on the project, and this is actually going to be capitalized through the nursing home bond.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
Get out of title pay.
I'm gonna bill Larry.
Out of title pay.
Sean can too now.
We'd all sit in a form.
Next on the agenda is contract number 3718, the Department of Sewage Department. The vendor is Clear Edge Filtration. The estimated amount is $25,000. It's a 2-year agreement. The scope of service to provide vertical and gravity belt filter cloths for belt presses used to dewater biosolids. It's 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, sir. The district is requesting authorization to enter into a 2-year contract with Clear Edge Filtration for the amount of $25,000 for the purchase of these belt filter cloths used to dewater biosolids at both treatment plants. This is in response to an RFP in which Clear Edge Filtration was the lowest responsible bidder.
Okay. Is there a specific term to that, 2 years?
I mean,
A beginning date and ending date?
yes, I have the date for hearing here. It would run from
I didn't see it, that's why I'm asking.
Yes, correct. It is not the original request. I would have to get you those dates.
I mean, that's not going to stop us from voting on the contract, but I would like to know the beginning and ending dates.
Yes, I will provide those for you.
Okay.
But I don't have them with me.
Well, as long as we know it's a 2-year term.
It is usually it's about 3 months from now.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 3758, Sewage Department. Vendor is Bubonia Holding Corporation. Estimated term is 2 months. Estimated amount is $12,144. To dredge and haul additional 1,600 yards of bio-mediated ash from the District North plant to the City of Albany landfill. It's 100% county funded. Open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, sir. The district is requesting to amend the contract with Bubonia Holding for the removal of an additional 1,600 yards of the bio-mediated ash from the North Plant lagoons to be hauled to the Albany landfill for an additional $12,144. This will provide the district with additional capacity in our lagoons until spring, at which time the North Plant lagoons will be completely cleaned out. They did such a good job cleaning this year. They took more out of the South Plant than we had expected and used most of the term of the contract from the South Plant. They've done a really good job.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions?
Just that I look forward to next month's column being rebranded to the new name of the district. The Water Purification District.
Nice.
I've been practicing for a few months now.
Yes, I hope everybody comes to join us.
I received your invitation, yes.
Yes, on the 20th.
To the Water Purification District
Grand opening,
grand opening.
grand reopening.
Grand reopening. We only closed for about 2 hours for the presentation because we can't stop the water. We'll have trucks lined up outside. It's being a quick ceremony.
Congratulations. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Thank you. Next on the agenda is contract number 3768, Department of Building Services. Vendor is Castleman Electric Company Incorporated. The estimated amount is $42,350. It's a 2-year term. The scope of service is a boiler replacement project at the Judicial Center. It's 100% county funded. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, this is the electrical portion. We have to replace the boilers at the Judicial Center. And Castleman will be doing the electrical portion of it. The boiler, E.W. Tompkins went through our Public Works last night, and this is the second part of the project.
Okay. Any other further comments or questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 3779. Department is Building Services. The vendor is Murnane Building Contractors, Inc. Estimated amount is $94,300. The estimated term is 2 years. And the scope of services, it's noted as outlined in RFB number 2017-098, and it's 100% county funded.
That's Peter. Yeah, this is for the general contracting work for the replacement of the elevator on the Market Street side of the TU Center. This is actually a separate project than the atrium, and it has been bonded in the capital plan.
Same question, the 2-year term, when does it begin and when does it end?
It's going to start immediately.
Immediately, as soon as we get all this out of the way? Okay.
Yes.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next on the agenda is contract number 3763. Department is Aging. The vendor is Senior Services Albany. The estimated amount is $29,677. The estimated term is 4/117 through 3/31/18. The scope of service, the contractor shall deliver the health insurance information, counseling, and assistance program, and provide outreach, access, education, and assistance to individuals who are 65+ and/or disabled regarding Medicare, New York State EPIC, and other insurance programs. And this is 100% federally funded, and I open the floor for comments or questions.
SSA is our high-cap provider through this contract, and it's a renewal contract. And at this stage of the game, during their contract year, they've reached about 800 seniors. They anticipate during the open enrollment that the need for this is going to grow to about 1,500. And through those outreach programs, through educational seminars and educational outreaches, they can reach this program through our New York Connects line, and then also through a line through SSA. And that person that handles this is HICAP certified. And what I mean that is that they have the education and the technique to handle the senior questions regarding all the Medicare questions, helping them file a claim, helping them understand the benefits a little bit more. They also offer them understanding on the EOBs and the rules, also filing a claim and their appeals, prevention and screening.
Now, this money...
They offer a lot of different programs. Sometimes these coordinators are on the phone lines with the seniors for, it could take an hour, maybe multiple phone calls, lengthy phone calls, and getting this done. So they do reach a tremendous amount of seniors and fulfill a need.
Well, it's certainly a great program, there's no doubt about that. Whenever we can assist anybody in Albany County with the type of service that this provides is great. The question I have, is this a federal grant that you get, or is this? Yes. So you have to apply for this funding in order to get it?
Yes, we apply through the ledge.
Okay.
And that went to committee yesterday.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is contract 3762. Department is DPW Administration. The vendor is Creighton Manning Engineering, LLP. The estimated amount is $78,000. The estimated term is 3 months. The scope of services, construction, inspection, and support services for CR 151, that's SR 155, and that's the Albany Shaker Road, D'Alessandro Boulevard Highway Resurfacing Project. And it's a 20% impact to the county and 80% impact to the state. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Thank you. Sir, we're requesting to enter into a contract with Creighton Manning Engineers to perform construction inspection services for the resurfacing project on Albany Shaker Road and D'Alessandro Boulevard. They were the lowest responsible bidder out of 9 bids.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a lot of bids.
it was a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I had to
It
do
was
some
good
careful
competition.
calculation.
It was, yeah, it
Been
was
a lot of
close,
that
the
in
last
engineers
4.
lately, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hungry for the work right now, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Any other comments or questions?
This is a federal highway project too?
It is. It's actually, it's 80% federal, 20% county, but there's also Marchicelli
Marchicelli,
funding. So,
okay, good.
yeah.
Is that why it's in the state category then?
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure how it's categorized, if that's why, but it's 80% federal funding. I'm not sure about that.
Sean, should that stay on the sheet as 80% state?
Oh, does it say 80% state
Yes.
on the?
I think we can change that.
Yeah. That's,
Okay, so can we note that for the record that we're going to change that from 80% state to 80% federal funding? And are there any other comments or questions?
Hopefully you get the 15 Morticelli, 5
right,
county share, right? Hopefully.
correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
good project.
Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 3756, Department of Social Services, Children, Youth, and Families. The vendor is West. The estimated amount is $41,575. The estimated term is 1/1/18 through 12/31/20. The scope of service is clear, is an online tool designed specifically for use with law enforcement and government investigators. It is currently used by DSS and DCYF to access online public and proprietary client data to determine eligibility and/or obtain pertinent information for fraud and child support services. Now, this one, particular one is split up in 3 different categories: 16.5% to the county, 31.5% to the state, and 52% federal. I now open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, hi, this is a joint request for DSS and DCYF to contract with West to provide investigative software. It has been an excellent source of information for fraud detection with DSS and child care issues with DCYF. It's a renewal, we've used them for quite a few years. There's only 2 providers that provide this service, and they're probably about 50% cheaper than the other provider, and we've been happy with their service.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 3754, the Department of Safety Net. The vendor is Capillary Council of Churches. The estimated amount is at $70,000. The estimated term is 11/1/17 through 4/30/18. The scope of service is, this is a seasonal shelter which serves homeless men 18 years and older. It houses chronically homeless with no shelter options. Once again, this is split up to 71% county funded, 29% state funded, and I open the floor for comments or questions.
Yes, we're requesting to, this is a renewal contract as well. This is the 2nd year with this provider. And they help to shelter our mandated chronically homeless men. They will also be available to shelter our homeless during Code Blue days as well.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Carried. This is very important, by the way. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Now, for the record, for the next 3 items on the agenda, 3719, 3723, and 3724, I'm going to be recusing myself from those 3, and I'm going to ask that the Honorable Sean Ward, Chairman of the Albany County Legislature, run the meeting from this point.
Thank you, Mr. Hidley. Contract number 3719 is a new contract under A1410 County Clerk, A1411 Hall of Records, County Archives. Contractor is Image Integrator, LLC. The contract will run until 12/31/2017, or start? Start 12/31/17. Is there a term? Or until finished?
Until finished.
Okay.
These were purchasing these machines.
Oh, these are purchasing machines, I'm sorry. Got it. To purchase digital microfilm viewer scanners for the Albany County Clerk's Office in Hall of Records, cost is $60,000. Comments?
There, Sean, thank you for listening to us for all records in the clerk's office. We need to get new equipment by the clerk's office. Every day they're being used by the general public. And what's happening between the clerk's office and ourselves is a lot of this equipment cannot be serviced by vendors, or on the county IT side, you cannot go beyond, like, at our office, Windows 7. So if the machines are Windows 7, the county's currently running like Windows 10 right now. So they can't be updated, upgraded.
Right.
So we're at a crossroads where we have to meet the needs of the customers and our other services for the IT. And we have used Image Integrator before in our search room and the Hall of Records, and the product is excellent.
Okay, very good.
We're happy with that.
They also met all the necessary criteria that were requested in the bid.
Is he here? I'm only kidding.
I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Now, are there any comments, questions? If not, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second? I'll second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Contract 3723, new contract under 1411, Hall of Records, County Archives. The vendor is Image Data, Inc. Contract term is 7/1/17 to 6/31/2018. Provide book scanning services for the Albany County Clerk and Hall of Records of deed books. This includes volumes 986 to 1,368, 382 books, 2006 280 images at a cost of .0105 per image, for a total cost of $21,659.40. Funding from the local
Local government.
Government Record Management Improvement Fund. I knew I'd seen it before. Comments or questions?
Thanks, Sean. Funding's coming for that program via the New York State Archives Records Administration Program. We applied for it 16 and we were successful, applied in 17 businesses and myself. With this, people need to realize that we are the custodians of the deed records of Albany County. And these are photostat copies that are fading over time. If we don't image these now, we're going to lose them for the next generation.
Sure.
And that's why we went out and wrote this grant for this particular record series. This will be our only copy. Once it's enhanced, we scan it. We have the original, but the books are fading.
Very good.
And that preservation is, we need to safeguard the future.
That's-
And they're actually our number second used record in Albany County, or deed records, 9 city records and county records. So that's why we went out to write another grant for the New York State Archives.
So the vendor's Image Data, but they're selected by NYSED as a sole source vendor. And what's also important to note is that for these particular volumes, these are frequently requested by the clerk's office, and now will be accessible through Laserfish software, which we purchased from last year's grant on the spot up there. So that'll save the courier the trip of having to bring copies of those books up there. So this is actually going to lead to some major efficiencies for both offices.
Very good. Sounds like a great project. Any questions, comments? If not, do we have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Contract number 3724, it's a new contract with the Hall of Records, County Archives. The vendor is Image Data, Inc. Contract period is 7/1/17 to 6/31/2018. Contract amount is $36,751.50 to provide book scanning for the county clerk's office. And deed volumes, books 1369 to 2014 will be imaged and provided to the clerk's office to make retrieval more efficient for the public. There are 645 volumes, which consist of 348,300 images at a cost of .0105 per image, total cost of $36,571.50. Comments or questions?
Same, Sean, as the first contract. With this, the difference in cost is we have more volumes at the clerk's office. And once this project, all these records are issued, will be at a desktop for all the title search for the customer reviews in the clerk's office.
Very good.
Same with Image Data.
It also saves the books themselves. They definitely get wear and tear at the clerk's office, particularly from the title searchers. Now they should be able to just access them wherever they are electronically. So this will save those books for posterity.
Very good. Any comments, questions? None. Do we have a motion to pass?
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Do you want to adjourn the meeting?
Just for the record, I want to commend the County Clerk's Office and your staff for the initiative and applying for these grants and taking the initiative to modernize, not only to preserve history, but to make it more accessible for everyday users. For many years, I was an attorney who used those volumes doing title searches. They're part of our history. They contain so much valuable information, so it's wonderful that you're preserving them, but also at the same time making them easier for folks to access. So you're to be
Yeah, the books are in very, very bad shape, and I really, I took a good look at what was the best way to preserve these records, and the Local Government's Records Management Improvement Fund had the sources and the resources for us to do that, and this vendor, Image Data Incorporated, is an expert in this field, and that's why we're here today, to ask you for your consideration to these contracts, and more to come, by the way.
I know.
Very good.
Well done.
More to come.
Well done.
Yes, absolutely. Your bank account.
So, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Meeting is adjourned at 4:10 PM. Thank you.